Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here, Black Line After Hours. Shan Ferdinand, Carrie Ferdinand, and our special guest, Willard Maxwell. We're here talking politics, city council, entrepreneurship, real estate, all of that. So stay tuned.
I'm Dr. Willard Maxwell Jr., and I'm running for Newport News City Council in the North District. As a business owner, I understand the urgency many families face when their business depends on a strong local economy. We have the only indoor shopping mall on the peninsula and no advocate for the many business owners keeping it open. We have an opportunity to expand their vision to assist our superintendent, teachers, and staff. My past experience in the classroom as a special education teacher, administrator, and principal make me the perfect candidate to do so. My nonprofit organization In Touch just received a $60,000 grant from the Department of Justice of Virginia because of our dedication to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community and our efforts to reduce gun violence. I'm working with the displaced residents of the Seaview Lofts to ensure that they have housing, partnered with HR CAP and the PCDC to purchase homes, fix them up, and sell them to first-time home buyers. I would love your vote.
Early vote starting September 24th or vote November 8th.
Paid for and authorized by Friends of Dr. Willard Maxwell Jr.
Well, welcome back. We have Pastor Willard Maxwell, or Dr. Willard Maxwell.
Whatever you say, man. Willard Maxwell, so we good.
Here with us today. We're talking a number of things. Dr. Willard Maxwell is running for city council.
Yes, ma'am.
He's a real estate broker. He's an author, an entrepreneur, a doctor, a lawyer, pediatrician, all of that.
Hey, listen, just for the people, just go ahead and shout out everything that you do.
Man, that's a lot. So I'm good, man. It was funny because last night I was at the city council meeting when Sharon Scott was advocating for our swimming pool in the north, because, you know, it's one in the south and central, where they say it's not one in central because they changed the lines. But still, a lot of us can't go there. I can't hardly get in there. You got to pay a fee to swim in there. But so she was advocating for the swimming pool that she's been trying to get, I guess, since 2002. And she went in hard, and we got it. But I was one of the speakers.
Awesome.
I was one of the speakers there, and I said, yeah, because we need the swimming pool because it's good for exercise for old school people, because, you know, the low impact and it's not bad on your joints. You can exercise in the swimming pool your whole life, you know, teach kids how to swim. And I told them, because I'm a former a lifeguard.
So here we go.
I saw your post.
And a aquatic director, right? And so she was like, so Tina Vick was like, man, what is it that you don't do? I guess you wanted to call me Amon. But I mean, right now, you know, I'm a pastor. I'm a real estate broker. So, you know.
So let's back up. You're a pastor where? Because there's some people that's listening.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm pastor at Beech Grove Baptist Church. You know, I'm a real estate broker and owner of Maxwell Realty, LLC. Been doing that for 20-some years, 23, 24 years. Mostly was in Atlanta, but I started one here in 2020, somewhere like that. But been having a good time here. I'm on the planning commission, board of review for the real estate assessor's office, and former NAACP president for Newport News. And anyway, it's a lot of stuff.
Bro, how long you been here? Because it sounds like you've been here forever.
I've been here 11 years, and it's funny because some people say, well, how can you do all that stuff? How do you have time for anything? It's all about leadership. Mm-hmm. It's all about leadership. I don't manage or I don't lead programs or projects. I lead people. And so I don't go put out all my signs for politics. I don't collect all the items when we send stuff to Haiti or Puerto Rico or whoever is in trouble. In fact, you can bring your items to help us help Puerto Rico from 9 to 5 to New Beech Grove Baptist Church, 361 Beachmont Drive, and Newport News, because we want to make sure that we take care of our brothers and sisters who are suffering over there. We're going to collect as many items as we can. I don't have a cutoff date yet, but Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you can drop any items off to help our peoples in Puerto Rico. Cleaning supplies, diapers, baby formula. We don't need any water this time because we're going to fly on the plane. We don't want to wait. Plus, they have water. We would need newer, gently used children clothes, adult clothes. We just need to help our people. And you can go to my Instagram page at willard.maxwell, and you'll be able to see the information that we're about to put out on how you can bring items to help these people in need. But the thing about it is I don't manage all this stuff. I got people from other churches and other organizations that help run it. So when people say, are you too busy? Nah, Jesus didn't go get people that weren't doing anything. He went and got Peter, who was, a fisherman. He went and got, he went and got Matthew, a tax collector. He went and got all different types of people that were really working. So my thing is, would you want someone who only shows up for elections, or do you want someone who's always showing up in the community?
We're gonna get into that. All right.
I'm just saying. You said I'm just going through. I'm going through.
Listen. All right. So that's the church aspect of it, right? So let's talk about your real estate company.
Real estate. Well, Maxwell Realty. I've been a real estate agent since 1997, and I started Maxwell Realty in 2000. So it's been a minute. Wow. Man, what is year? 22?
22.
Goodness gracious.
Time flies.
I'm so young.
You still
started when I was,
because I remember when I first met you, you showed me your first card.
Man, I found that thing, man. It's so old. Somebody had found it and mailed it to me, man. I was like, get out of here. I don't know if I still have it or not, but that was an old school pick, man. But it's wonderful. I love helping people purchase homes. I love helping them invest. I love teaching them about investing, because a lot of people think that they need to have a lot of money to invest. But teaching about subject twos, how to buy homes without even taking on a mortgage, just giving the seller a little bit of money or whatever you all negotiate, and taking over their note, and putting the deed in your name, and making sure that that allow you to be the one who files the taxes to get your write-off. So teach them how to work together, because long as you put it in writing, I know you love your friend, but put it in writing how you all gonna split that money and what you gonna do.
Listen, that's important.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Yes.
Partnership break down in a heartbeat over some cash.
Exactly. You got to write it all out.
Your mama leave you over some cash.
Hey, would. Sure will. So at the end of the day, we teach them how to put those particular deals together. We have something we call investor masterminds, where we teach individuals how to invest and how to buy properties, and I kind of walk them through the process. So we always want to empower the people, especially our people, to learn them how to curate wealth through real estate, because minorities, Black people especially, we own houses at the same percentage that we own in 1968.
That's a fact.
When 2008 hit and the economy went down, I know we had a Black president, but sometimes they do the David Copperfield thing. On one hand, and killing you on the other hand, because of all those crooked mortgages that they had, with all those balloon note payments that put people in a bind. They put all this money down, then they paid in 5 years. They want all of it due, and they don't know how to refinance it into someone else. Yeah. And then they take the money. Then the bank takes the home. It was a lot of predatory lending going on around that time. And so we want to make sure that we help individuals, empower them to purchase homes, because that's the easiest way to curate wealth for your family.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to buying property, I hear a lot of people, we just had a deep podcast last night about this, about people buying property, but they're scared to buy property today because rates going up. What do you say to that?
I say I'm never scared to buy properties.
Amen.
Because it's going to go up. You're not scared to buy Jordans.
That's true.
You're not scared. You're not scared to go to
wigs, handbags, and shoes.
You ain't scared to go to Nordstrom's. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not scared to go to Walmart. So at the end of the day, don't be scared to buy properties. It's just you need to find a professional like myself or my dude, and get and walk through the process, because you still can find deals. Some people just like, hey, I'm ready to get rid of this house. I still try to get them a fair price, but you can still get things below market value. And at the end of the day, even if the interest rate is higher, you just have to charge a higher rental rate. You still make your money back if you're buying to invest. Me, I like renting houses more than I like flipping houses, because I don't like the capital gains.
So taxes.
Talk to him.
When you buy a home, if you sell a home in 365 days or less, you get taxed 30%. Right? And now if you wait to 366 days or more, you get taxed 15%. Now there's also something called a 1031 tax exchange.
And you came in here getting deep today. Didn't you? Okay,
I'm in real estate. I'm in your vibe.
Okay, let's go.
I'm on your vibe. So you can do something called a 1031 tax exchange. So say if you're selling a house, say you sold a house, you bought a house for 100, you sold it for 150. Let's just say you ain't had no closing costs or nothing. Just say you made $50,000 off that house, which means Uncle Sam, if you bought it in less than a year, Uncle Sam want 3 times They want $15,000 of your money. They coming for you. If you don't give it to them, they're going to find you one day, okay?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So that's what they want. But if you take that, if you sell at home, pocket the $100, use that $50,000 toward buying another home.
Equal or better.
Yep, equal or better. Then you can save. Then you don't have to pay those taxes. And you get up to a year to do that. So you don't have to do it the same day. You can actually, as long as you do it within 365 days, you don't have to pay that tax, those taxes, and just keep doing it.
Yep.
Now, keep in mind, when you do that it's tax deferred. You're not getting away from taxes. It's tax deferred as long as you keep doing the 1031 exchange.
Keep on doing it, because I don't want to pay you nothing, Uncle.
Right.
Uncle, I don't want to give you none of my money.
We call him Uncle Sugar.
Uncle Sugar.
Yeah, in the military, we call him Uncle Sugar.
Well, Uncle Sugar give you money. It's Sugar Daddy, right? Well, Uncle Sugar, Uncle Salt. Uncle Vinegar.
All right, so so that's good information as far as coming from an agent standpoint, even a broker standpoint. But what are your challenges as a broker owner? Because a lot of people say they're a broker. A lot of people said that they're agent. And a lot of people said they're running their own business. And because they're a 1099 to some aspect they are, but there's a different level of stress when it comes to being a broker.
You really
owner.
own it, right? Some people say they brokers and they associate brokers. I know what you're saying.
Right.
He throwing shade on the light.
just a little bit.
He got the diplomatic shade. You need to be my political advisor. You know how to throw this shade real, but I'm just gonna throw it in your face. Some folks say they brokers, but they're not.
You said diplomatic shade.
It's a diplomatic shade. So I'll be the non-politician. I'll let you be the politician today. No, seriously, it is different, man. So let me tell a story, man. Neil, you my dude. I apologize. This is my brother Neil. So my brother Neil, he worked for me. Now, I gave him, like when I started my people off, I started them out at 70% split. Back in the day, I started off at 60. And then as you sell, you go up. Because the more you sell, the more you probably don't need me, because now you get more experience.
Exactly.
Because really what you're doing is you paying me for my time, because I got to walk you through everything.
Handhold.
Right, exactly.
Teach you how to market.
So I'm giving you 70%. You start off at 70-30, right? But my brother Neil, because he's my brother, I would give him 80%, just because he's my brother. Mm-hmm. So then when I moved up here, the brother he said he want 100%. I'm like, dude, I'm already losing money with you giving you 80%. You only get 80% because your last name Maxwell. All right? Oh. So at the end of the day, if your last name was Jones, you wouldn't be getting it. You understand?
You got the family hookup.
Right. So so he don't understand this. He said, man, I need to start my own thing. I said, go ahead. And I helped him start his own company because I want to empower people. You understand? So I want to empower people, white, black, whatever, to help them do their own company. I don't care when people come to your company and say, I don't ever want to be no broke. I'm like, whatever. When you do, I ain't going to be mad, okay?
Right.
Because you should want your own. It should be a drive to do better, because you can reach people I can't reach and help teach them and help them curate wealth. Our job is to make sure that we are blessing. The Bible says make disciples. So then in my mind, if you create another agent, create another broker, that's you making a disciple. It don't just have to be church. So anyway, he all mad. So I end up helping him. He starts his company. Starts getting that overhead. Starts seeing what it costs. See here,
the light bills.
Yes.
The MLS fee. The realtor fee.
What? And see here, at least in Virginia, your agent pay their own fee.
Right.
In Atlanta and Georgia, you pay their fee, they pay you back. So you got all the pressure in Georgia. So then when he didn't even have an agent, man, he called me for 2-3 straight weeks. Man, I'm sorry, man. I feel you, man. Right, man. I see why, man. Thank you for giving me 80%. I know I was, because he wasn't selling that much volume. So he understood, wow, you really been helping me out. I've really been costing you money. Yes, you have.
And what a lot of agents don't see is they think, hey, I deserve 100%.
Reverend, I know you ain't a preacher, but you preaching.
I deserve 100%. Not only do I deserve 100%, y'all really ain't doing nothing for me. But meanwhile, we got to keep the lights on. We got to keep the MLS going, because guess what? If I lose my MLS, everybody loses their MLS. We have a place for you to meet clients. You don't have that, because if you did, you'd be meeting them at Panera Bread, or you wouldn't be here.
We throw you leads.
You got compliments. Yeah, I try to give you leads, because like you said, I'm busy. So what am I doing? I'm sending my agents leads. And with me, I get them, man. Justin be like, man, what? You found the house and you got them a renter, man. Like Justin, he be hyped, man. So he I don't realize what I be doing. He's like, and you did this, man. Oh, she mad, and you gave her this. Like I've given agents leads
when
and
you
they get mad.
when you give, they throw it back in your face.
Wow, it's wild, man. But I do have some great agents with me. And
shout them out.
But I do have some great agents with me. I do. Miss Cindy, she's dope. Miss Tawana, she's dope. Miss Ayana, she's dope. Miss Ann, she's dope. So it's we're having a great time over at Maxwell Realty. So if you want to be an agent, you know, if you get tired of lying, no, I'm just messing with you.
No,
I don't do that.
Nah,
but anyway,
listen. So
you got two good brokers, so you can go work for the Black Lion. Even if you white, you can come. I know it say Black Lion, but you know what I'm saying?
Don't let the name throw you off.
Don't let the name fool you, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all got white chocolate, they white chocolate. They let you go. They white chocolate, Black Lion. And then Maxwell Realty, because we always welcome agents, even if they're new agents, because we know we got to train you and teach you. But we accept experienced agents as well, because we just want to make sure we either help you get on a level and raise your level. Either way, we want to raise your level. Whether you experienced, we want to take you to a new level. And whether you are novice, we want to make sure we get you on the level that you can curate wealth for yourself and your family.
So I just want to tell a quick story because there was a time where they being the industry, tried to put us against each other, right? Because I had a real estate team right before I started my brokerage. People found out, I was like, hey, do you know there's another broker, Maxwell Realty? He has the same amount of agents you have on your team, and, you know, he might be cutting into your profit. And I said, really? And, you know, I had a conversation with my team, and I said, you know what, let me go over there and introduce myself to the brother. And I walked right into his office. We sat down, and it was the most welcoming conversation. We sat there, we laughed, we joked, and it was a great time. So listen, there's nothing better than brothers coming together or people coming together to have a good time and building together, because there's too many of us that are crabs in a bucket. No, I'm preaching. There's too many of us crabs in a bucket. And I just recently started saying this, right? So here comes some more shade. I'm about to brief you.
Go ahead, man.
All right. So I tried to be friendly, but now you made me competition, and that's all right. All right. So for the ones that are friendly, we're always going to be friends. The ones that became competition were the lions. We're not the gazelles. I'm looking straight at the camera when I said that too. All right. Gotcha. So with that being said, hey, listen, I appreciate the friendship and the open arms, and even sitting down and explaining things to me, telling me where to go, who to talk to, and explaining to me why you do the things you do, because there's a different pressure being the owner than somebody that's in a system that mastered their system. So I appreciate your help.
Man, you know what? I see why Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John, they version be a little different. So I'm gonna tell you my version. The same thing. So no, we got the same thing. So I was, you know, Maxwell Realty. Oh, you the only black one on the peninsula on. And see, that's when I found out about the shade you just threw about how some people say they brokers, but they not. I said, no, so-and-so a broker. They're like, no, they work for so-and-so. I'm like, they ain't no broker. When I first started my brokerage, they said, who you work for? I said, Maxwell Realty. They said, but who you work for? Maxwell Realty. So, you know, I'm from Atlanta. Right. So I wasn't used to this because it's so many black-owned businesses that I ain't really give it else. I said, what you mean who I work for? I work for myself. I'm the broker and the owner. But who you work for? Who you under? And I never got it until they said, Kit said, man, you know you the only black-owned broker on the peninsula. And then, you know, you started yours. And then he came to me and he said, hey, man, you know, I'm down the street. I'm about to open my office in a few weeks or whatever. And just wanted to holler at you. You got anybody you can connect me to? You got anybody, anything you can tell him? I said, yeah. And then you looked at me. You was like, you gonna help me for real? Like, what you coming? You thought I was gonna say no, boy. You know what I'm saying? But no, I understand what you're saying. But my thing is, my job is to make disciples. Your job is to make disciples.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to help people, lift up people. And so it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I believe we are blessed because we don't look at that competition and we help other people even if they right next door. If you look at Burger King, one time Burger King or McDonald's, I don't remember, one of them ran out of ketchup. And I went to one, oh, you know what? It definitely had to be McDonald's because I hate Burger King. So
shout out McDonald's.
So I went to McDonald's. It was a long time ago. I try not to eat it unless it's just the middle of the night and I'm just whatever. So they had Burger King ketchup. I'm like, man, why y'all Burger King? They said, man, we ran out of ketchup. We do that all the time. And sometimes they'll bring us ketchup. Sometimes we'll bring them ketchup. They in competition with each other, yet they helping each other out. Mm-hmm. Ain't that crazy?
Listen, I always tell people, Wendy's never minds when McDonald's opens up across the street. McDonald's never cares that it's a Burger King.
Never.
Because we have our own different clients. We have a different way of doing things. We have different systems. So for anybody that knows, we are right down the street from each other. So listen, it doesn't matter, Maxwell Realty, Black Lion, or any other real estate company. As long as they're there to teach and help, go to them.
Well, I'm going to just say this. As long as it's Black Lion or Maxwell Realty. I ain't trying to see you everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we're hiring brokers too. Yeah. So if you're a broker and you're not an owner, we hiring.
Yeah, exactly. You can be an associate broker. Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but we know what you are.
So we talked about real estate. I want to talk about your run for city council.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you talk a little bit about your book, Leadership Growth?
Well, yes, Leadership Growth, the Power and the Pain. And I believe that you only can grow to the threshold of pain that you can handle, because the Bible says he will give you 100-fold in this lifetime with persecutions. So if you can't handle the pressure, you won't be able to lead. It's what I always say a lot of times. If you can't handle the cubicle hate, you definitely can't handle the front office hate, because there ain't that many people hating on you in the cubicle. You feel me?
Now, before we get too deep into this, right, I want you to know that I have a deep military following, right?
Wow.
So with that being said, I know that right now, Marlon Clemens is sitting by his podcast and he's saying, who's this guy with no military, absolutely no military experience, talk about some leadership? What he know about leadership? So please expound. So Marlon Clemens, yeah, I said your name, Marlon Clemens, because he's going to be the guy to call me and ask me, how's this guy going to talk about leadership? Ain't been in the military.
I don't need to be in the military to be a leader.
Speak.
Right, because at the end of the day, leaders are born, and you curate and help polish the leadership skill that you have. And so my thing is, with leaders, first of all, this is the thing, you got to be ready to change if you want to grow. I would say growth equals change equals loss equals pain. So what? Growth equals pain. It's going to hurt to grow, because when you grow, you have to give up something. When you grow, you got to let go of some people. When you grow, you got to let go of some things, because you can't go to the man. When I was walking up Kilimanjaro, right? Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy. I was going fast. Ooh, I was killing it. I was killing
Kilimanjaro.
I was killing it. Right. Walking up the mountain, the highest mountain in Africa.
Right? So not a
No, I'm walking up the mountain. Now, I ain't doing like our white friends with the little scalpels. We walking up the mountain. Now, if you fall, it's going to hurt. And you might not make it, because it was one side that you look down. I was breathing real hard, because one step to the wrong side, it's a wrap. You understand? But, we walking up the mountain. When I get to 10,000 feet, I'm killing it. I'm killing it all the way to 10,000. When we started going to 12,000 feet, I started walking slower. So I was in the front. Then I started falling to the back. The people from California, the people from Colorado, the people from Denver, whatever, they ones who were used to that high elevation, then they started walking better than me. Faster than me, whether they were fat, skinny, short, whatever. So then I have to start taking this stuff off. Like, man, I can't, look, either I'm going to hold my phone or my GoPro. One of them got to go. Let me take the GoPro off. Hey, take this. Because we had the porters and stuff. Oh, Lord, let me take this off. Oh, I can't carry out, man. I know I had all this food last time. I ain't going to put all this food in my bag this time. And so I had to keep letting some stuff go, because the higher I got, the thinner the air was.
Right.
The higher the altitude, the thinner the air.
Talk about it.
And so the higher you go and the more you elevate, the less people and things you can carry with you.
Absolutely.
As a leader, you're going to have to say no far more than you say yes, because narrow is the road to success, wide is the road to destruction. You have to be focused. You have to have a vision. You have to know exactly where you're going. Just like you said, everybody not for Black Lion Realty, everybody not for Maxwell Realty, because we reach a certain type of people, because we understand what our brand is. And when you're a leader, when you're a visionary, you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to first follow, though. That's why, even I have a military or not, I know how to submit. You can't lead until you learn how to follow. Right? If you're going to kick up at the leadership above you, God can't trust you to elevate, because if you're going to kick
Talk
at the
about
leadership, of course you're going to step on the people below you.
Talk about
so
it.
God cannot elevate you into leadership until you first learn how to follow and submit. Then he can trust you. Until you're faithful to another man's or woman's vision, God won't give you your own. So how I become a leader without being in the military, because God made me a leader. God called me to be a leader. God trained me to be a leader. And I learned how to submit to leadership. I still submit to people. I still call on Bishop Courtney Macbeth. I still call on Bishop Paul Morton. I still call on Dr. E. Dewey Smith. I still call on people who do things better than me, bigger than me, have more experience than I do, to make sure that I continue to be safe as a leader and continue to grow so I can help grow my people.
Now that's big. And in the midst of saying no, because you have to say no to accept some things, right? And a lot of people don't understand, when you say yes, you're saying no to so many other things. And a lot of times when you say yes, you're wasting your time out there. You get out there, you don't get all the facts, and you're like, man, I got so much to do, which means you're doing nothing.
Right. You can't get that time back. And I even notice that even more with campaigning. Because campaign manager want you to go here, want you to go there. And I'm like, And I started being tired, which I still have to go more places, but I have to go where the Spirit leads me. So I still pray, right? I still go to school. I'm educated. I have a doctorate degree, but I still know how Paul said he was the most educated apostle ever, the most successful apostle ever. But he said, even though he knew all this education, he said, I know Epicureanism, I know Stoic, I know all these different philosophies, but I still know a more excellent way. So I still had to depend on God to lead me where I need to go. So although I still go to a lot of places, I only go where I feel like God is telling me to go, because it's too many places to be. You never will get your time back. If I give you 60 seconds of my time, I might change the whole trajectory of my day.
That's true.
I give you 60 seconds and then you got this problem. I keep talking. That's why, like, when I get ready to preach and people come to me, I don't talk to people before I preach. I talk to you after, because you start bringing me your problems, you're going to start having that saturated in my mind, and people are trying to catch me. I'm like, why are you trying to catch me before I even get up and get a word? The word was going to help you, not me. You understand? So my thing, I had to learn how to guard my space and my time, because if I give you 60 seconds, it might turn into 5 minutes. It might turn into an hour. So you're right. When you say yes, you say no to so many different things, because you never going to get that time back.
Hey, listen, I want y'all to know Brother Maxwell is so busy that he doesn't even text. He does the voice. First time I ever see somebody do that, they say you a voice message. Justin, you shaking your head. You don't know. He doesn't even text. That's when you know a joker's busy, when he only has time to do this.
I was driving, man. I be driving. So, see, you androids don't understand this. I'm sorry about androidians. I still want your vote. But I'm sorry you don't understand it. I know y'all got to do the voice notes and all that. I got that app just for you. But on the iPhone, you can just tap where the text message is and leave a voice text. And so when I'm driving and I don't want to be, I don't want to put people in danger their lives. So I send a voice note. So anyway, but you only can do that with the iPhone. Sorry, Androids. Come join the winning team. No, I'm playing.
I like the title of the book, Leadership Growth, the Power and the Pain. Because too often people look up at leaders and they're like, hey, I want to be like this person. I want to be where they are. But they don't realize the pain that person had to go through, the trials that they go through to get to where they are. So I like that.
Well, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's definitely taxing when you leading people, period. You look at Moses, he had a breakdown. He was leading people out of Egypt, right? Leading them out of Egypt. A pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night, all this stuff. He done turned the water in the blood. He done made locusts come. He done made lice and stuff come. He done made frog. All these different things that happen. He done separate the Red Sea by saying, hey, hold the staff up. And on the way, he have a nervous breakdown. Like, man, I'm tired, God. Just kill me. I'm tired of these folks. They getting on my nerves. Just kill me. And he don't even feel favored at this time, because people will weigh you down. And this is what you have to understand. You got to concentrate. I don't know how many people believe, but this is my template of my belief. A time you worry about the horizontal. You keep looking at Facebook posts. You keep looking at people writing on your wall. You got to look toward the hills which comes your help. You got to look at God. And see, the eagle don't fight its enemies. What the eagle does is it has two sets of eyelids. And then when if it see a hunter or a bear, it'll fly straight up into the sun and pull that thin layer eyelid down and fly straight up into the sun, because it know the hunter can't see. because he only has or she only has the ability. The eagle can only do that. They fly straight up into the sun so the enemy can't see them. And so with me is I just go straight to God for my help, and I don't sit up. But the thing about it is the main
that was
thing,
deep.
Yeah, I go straight to God. You can't see, but at the end of the day, even if you're not a Christian, focus on what it is you want to do. At the end of the day, I ride motorcycles. And one time I almost went into this cliff because, I mean, it was like maybe about 10 feet. Either way, I wasn't going to have that bike no more if I went down there. Might not would have died, but I might would have lost this grill. My teeth too big. I would have been walking right. But anyway, so I was turning, but I was looking at the curb, and then I stopped right at the edge. This other biker comes behind me. They were like about motorcycles. He stereotypically would look like he don't like black people, but motorcycles just break down all barriers. He said, "Man, you okay?" I said, "Yeah." So he says, "Look, you can't look at where you don't want to go.
Facts.
A motorcycle gonna follow your head.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look through the curve, you'll make it. Now you might not make it if you don't look enough, but you definitely ain't gonna make it if you look at where you don't want to be." And that's how it is with life. Wherever you give your attention to, that's what's going. Don't let them distract you. I tell my people at church, hold the line. That means when you get these text messages, when you get these calls, ignore them. All you need to do is focus on your vision. The best revenge you will get with your haters is being successful. Stop looking at all these distractions. Who cares? I remember one time I went on this mission trip, my dude, and Reverend Guns was working me to death. I ain't never going no mission trip with him no more. Man, he was working me to death, man. And so I was tired. This lady kept talking about me. So one night, he wanted me to preach. So I preached, and I guess the lady liked the word. I ain't know you was a pastor, because I don't go around saying I'm a pastor. I ain't know you was a pastor. I thought you was just Reverend Guns flunky. Why you didn't never correct me? I said, because I ain't care what you thought. Your thought of me is no consequence.
Facts.
Your thought of me is not going to change the fabric or the character of who I am. So why would I waste time trying to rebuttal you when I ain't going to change who I am? That's a waste of time. You understand? So I appreciate you feeling like you need to give me respect, but you should have gave me respect anyway, no matter what I am. Whether I'm a preacher, a bishop, or a peasant,
they too
or a
busy
custodian.
looking at position.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
And they saw me doing all this stuff Guns were telling me to do, but he was in charge. And even though I'm a pastor, even though my church probably the same size, maybe even bigger than his, at the end of the day, it was his ministry, so I submitted. It did not matter what my position was. I was not in charge, and that's how leaders lead. Mm-hmm. You cannot lead until you first learn how to follow. And when my people saw me following him like that made them submit even more, because they said, man, even pastor follow. So when they see me knowing how to follow, when I tell them to do something, it's easy for them to submit because they see I submit to other people as well.
So I want to go back to the motorcycle analogy.
Yeah.
I tend to ride a little bit from time to time.
Yeah.
All right. So another part of that analogy is not only keep your eyes on where you want to go, your eyes have to keep training to keep going around. They have to keep moving around that curve, because a lot of times you look at one spot, bike stands up, and then you got to train your eyes somewhere else, and bike stands up again. So the bike is doing this the whole time through the curve, right? But now if you train your eyes to keep going around the curve, that means the eyes have to constantly keep moving. That means the bike is going to keep the same lean, right? Now, what does that mean? That means once you hit that goal, you got to keep going. You got to look past the first goal, past the next one, and just keep going. Keep knocking down those barriers. So I like the motorcycle analogy, but let's take another level and just keep moving forward.
We're going to help you out. The bike won't stand up if you keep looking around the curve. That's you.
No, so if
you know what I'm saying, right? Keep looking. I'm just trying to make sure we help folks. It ain't gonna stand back up. If my dude stop looking at the other side of the curve, it's gonna stay leaning. But I got you, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I do that job. So like when I first started riding again, because I don't ride in the wintertime. People say ain't no true rider. Man, if it's cold, I ain't going out there.
Listen, a true rider is when you throw your leg over that seat. That's a true rider. So when you ride, you ride.
What kind of bikes y'all got?
Me, I got a Kawasaki. I have a 1400. 1400 X.
ZZXR or
I got the
ZXR.
1400, the fastest one. So people be pulling up beside me. It's crazy. I don't even be knowing how.
Is it the police version or is it the regular version?
Oh, it will beat anybody. If
okay,
they
so
know
you
how
have
to ride.
You have the ZXR.
Right. That's
okay.
It. That's it. Thank you,
ZX 14. I got you.
And I was always calling people, man. What I get? I just saw it and it looked good. I want that, right? I didn't even know what I was buying. It just looked good. So I'm like, I'm gonna I want that one right there. And so people will pull up beside me and say, man, I'll race you, man. Let's race. I'm like, I'm gonna beat you because mine's souped up. I said, dude, you gonna beat me on this bike. You'll beat me up on your bike because I ain't racing you, dude. I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to do reckless things. Now, faith and recklessness kind of look the same, but when you know what God's telling you to do, it's really not reckless. Because some people say, man, why you running, man? You risking your brand. You go out here and you lose. Then at the end of the day, man, you got too much to lose for that. But when God tell you to do something, you just got to do it.
So listen, so I ride a Harley Street Glide. My wife,
old school. You ready?
Listen,
how old are you, man?
Man, I'm 46 as of today.
You younger than me, man. You can't have that yet.
Listen. So I was the reckless guy that you're talking about. I started riding in Germany really hard with no speed limits and all that other stuff.
Oh, dude, with no helmet. You had a helmet on.
Yeah, we had helmets. Okay. You know, so I've seen what it looks like to tap those bikes out. You know, Johannes courts. Going down to Johannes Rink and all those other things, you know, track days. I was the guy. So you give me a little piece of speed, I'm going to take it.
I got you. Now I see why your bike stand up. You riding old school already. I got it. Now I got it. I got to slow down. Throwing his leg up. I knew he had a Harley when he said throw his leg. I can't throw my leg nowhere unless I'm going to crash.
No. But I want to touch on something you just said about protecting your brand by actually running it if you lose. So I'm not going to call any names. I'll let you do the name calling when it comes to the politics side of it. But I would tell you that I went to a barbecue or a cookout, and brother told me that I asked him, because it's not important to me what you do when you win, right? What happens if you lose? Are you going to still help the community? Are you still going to be in the community? Are you still going to help? Because winning or losing shouldn't dictate if you're going to help or not, right? You are a servant of the community no matter what. Brother told me he was going to get married, and that was it.
I know what you're talking about.
That was it.
I ain't going to say no names.
Right. We ain't going to say no names, but you lost my vote that moment. Right.
Before we get too deep into
I'm busy. I'm in my shade. Hold on. Listen, brother, if running for an office is your beginning and end all of community service, and you tell me that's in the community that you are just going to get married and give up politics and not be in the community, we don't need you. And I'm here telling you that face to face. And I wanted you to hear it from me and nowhere else. And I'm in the community. All right.
That's a word from Black Lion Realty. May not be the proto belief of Maxwell Realty LLC.
It is what it is.
But I'm already in. I know you about to go there, but I already do it. Somebody asked me this today. What's the difference between you and the other candidates? I said, I'm already doing the work. Already, I'm a police chaplain, volunteer. I already bridge the gap between the police and the community. My In Touch basketball now has become a nonprofit. Received a $60,000 grant from the Department of Justice. $60,000.
Okay, a second. So like $6.
$60,000.
Okay.
Because I partner with the Police Foundation. And what we do is we have basketball to bridge the gap between the police and the community. So the Department of Justice said, man, you know what? This really does work. In fact, one of my favorite testimonies from this cop that said, man, Maxwell, this guy kept saying, coach. And he said, I kept looking around like, man, will somebody answer this guy? Because you know how people just be calling. He be like, man, girl, answer him. So he said, I turned around and he was talking to me. He said, coach. And he said, man, he was looking at me like a human and not a cop. And that's what I want to create, because I want the cops to be extending their hand and not their gun to my community. And the only way you can do that is to create positive interactions. Because if the only time you see a certain demographic is because you go into a crime, it's easy for you to dehumanize. Yep. And anytime you see the police is when you're arresting your mama, your dad, or your cousin, it's easy to dehumanize them. So you want to make sure you create some positive interactions to get the people together and just have some fun. And so I'm proud of that. And so now we used to only have it in the summertime. Now it's all year round to make sure that we always keep those interactions going. But I can see her looking at her time. I'm be quiet. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Sorry.
See, only wives, they know how to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can you going back to the book, can you tell us where you can get, where people can get your book?
Oh, you are awesome. You can go to willardmaxwell.org. willardmaxwell.org, and it's right on the front page. You can click on it. and pay and order it. Or you can even go to my Cash App and just send the $20 and just say, hey, I'm doing this for my book. You can go to Willard Maxwell and just say, hey, I'm ordering a leadership book, and send me your address and I'll ship it to you. Or you can go by New Beech Grove, 361 Beachmont Drive in Newport News, and we have copies of it there. I don't have it on Amazon yet because my publisher, they advised me, the lady that helped me get it published, she said, look, exhaust your inner circle and your circle of influence first, because Amazon, is going to tax you. But I do have testimonies. Bishop Paul Morton wrote my foreword. He loves the book. He's going to help me do a tour on the book, which is, I'm just ecstatic about that. He loved the book. I had a young lady, one of the first ladies in the city, she called me, man, chapter 2 helped me. Chapter 2 helped me so much. And it's about the type of leader God chooses. And this book is good for Christians, non-Christians, about leaders, period. And what God chooses, God doesn't call to qualify. He qualifies to call. And so a lot of times we look at all our shortcomings, we look at our resources, I'm sure both of us probably like, man, I'm going to pay for all this stuff. But then once you step out there, God begins to take care of it. When you step out on faith, now you do have to have a plan, write the vision out and make it plain, but have enough flexibility to let God guide you the rest of the way. But anyway, you can get it on willardmaxwell.org, or like I said, you can go to my Cash App and tell me what you're doing. The book is $20, free shipping, and we'll ship it out to you. So do you have an audio version? I don't have an audio version yet, but you're the second person asking me that, so I'm going to go ahead and get one done. Because it doesn't cost that much to do it. I may do it myself.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are you going to narrate it?
I might get Doc Christian to do it. His voice sounds better. Yes.
So I'm gonna tell you, I feel like when the authors do it, it comes with a little bit more flair. So I'm not gonna shout anybody out that I don't know personally. But I read a book, and because it was his book, he was able to stop and break down certain points himself, and I thought that was very interesting.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
That was very good, because I personally don't have time to sit up there and crack open a book, because I'll leave the book somewhere and I get up frustrated. But as soon as I get in the car, I throw on the audio.
That's what I do. So I got you. I'm going to do one. And then I got the live interviews, because in the appendix, I have an interview with Ernest Pugh. I have an interview with Dr. Bowen. I have an interview with Dr. Antipas Harris. And so I'll put that in there too, the audio part of it.
Okay. Now let's jump into your run for city council.
Get out of here.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm running for Newport News City Council North, and I'm doing it mostly because I want to make sure I'm able to take care of the people more. Sharon Scott, I got to give her a shout out. She advocated for the people last night to make sure that we got a pool.
We actually had the opportunity to meet her.
Man.
Yeah, shout out Sharon Scott.
When I tell you shout out, man, she went in. She went in last night and won that vote. I'm very proud to be the person that she's endorsing and helping me because she's retiring. So for all those people that think I'm running against her, I'm not. She is supporting me. In fact, she personally asked me to run. Other people have been asking me to run for a while, but I didn't think I was ready, and my church wasn't ready for me to do that. It's like people say, why are you doing it? Because I know my church is comfortable. In fact, when I went to my church, I went to my board, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about running. They were like, about time. I didn't get it all the way out. You should have been doing it a long time ago. So they were ready. And I said it I went before the church. They said the same thing. So I have their support 100%. If my church wasn't behind me, or if I had only like 60% or 70% of the people, then I wouldn't do. But 100% of them said, yes, this is what you need to do. And I didn't want to do anything without them because we already do the work in the community anyway. So when we didn't get Wegmans, in fact, Wegmans is the #1 grocery store chain in America, right? And Wegmans wanted to come here, but city council voted it down, which to me, I just didn't understand it. They said because the aeronautical people or the air commission would shut it down. Well, let them shut it down. You just say yes. So now Wegmans is not in Newport News. It's in Virginia Beach. And if Wegmans would have come here, that would have took our exit, Jefferson Avenue. We have an F from the Virginia Department of Transportation. The exit is an F. The proffers that Wegmans agreed to give us would have taken it from an F to a C. Like if you look at Tech Center has more traffic now, but you can get through that light in one cycle. It used to take 3 cycles before you get
at least
At least an F, like a grade, like
F,
like fail,
F, like you failed.
Flunk.
You're out of here.
Right, F. So A, B, C, D, F. Okay. Yeah, so we have an F for that rating. We failed. We didn't pass. We didn't go to the next grade. We was in 5th grade 3, 4, 5 years in a row. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, but it would have went to a C with the proffers with Wegmans, but we voted it down. Now, we always saying we need to attract more business. We need to learn how to attract, but we did attract that business, but we said no. When Wegmans comes into a neighborhood, it raises its value by 15 to 20%.
Stop it.
15 to 20%. Now, some people would tell you that the residents didn't want it. At first, they didn't, but I was at all 3 meetings Wegmans had in them communities. Mm-hmm. And everyone, once they talked to them and told them exactly the Wegmans vision, they were all for it. Wegmans will pay you $30,000 to bag groceries, which means you don't even need a high school or college education to get a job.
Up. Right. That's pretty good. For that,
right. So you're doing more than just bagging. I'm just saying you're getting bugging and stuff like that. The upper management get paid $70,000, $80,000 for managers. Now, what we had a shipyard, we had a police department, we have education. We don't have that many opportunities. Right. And when you have poverty, that breeds crime. When you are able to help people curate wealth for them and their families, now, if you already have groceries, you don't need to break in my car to get yours. Right?
That's just true.
Right? If you already have furniture, you don't need to break in my house to get some. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not saying that it's right to break in people's houses, but what I'm saying is when we don't create opportunities for wealth for people, then what you think you're going to have. So my thing is, as a public servant, you're supposed to be, for lack of a better term, pastoring your city. You're supposed to be creating opportunities for your constituents, for your citizens to earn wealth. You're supposed to be creating opportunities to make it a safer city. Partner with the police, help them with the community policing, help your school board. I'm a former special education teacher, administrator, and principal. I work closely with Dr. Parker. It was funny because yesterday he wanted to meet with the candidates through the planning commission that he has for the school improvement. And I said, wow, I'm be interviewing myself because I'm on that panel. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I'm already serving the community. So I don't believe that there's a better choice for me in this position. People ask why I didn't run for mayor. I wasn't ready to run for mayor. Sometimes people are not mature enough to know they're not ready for something. I'm mature enough to know what I'm not ready for. Why I didn't run years ago, I was not ready. I just got here. When I first arrived, they tried to do me like they did Dr. King when he first got to Birmingham, and they were like, oh, lead this. I wasn't ready for that. They wanted me to be the NAACP president back then. I had just gotten here. I said, I need a pastor first. I need to take care of my people. The Baptist General approached me to be the president of the Baptist General. I only been here like a month. No, I'm not ready for that. I need to make sure I pastor my church. So when you're favor over a few things, again, God will make you rule over many things. And I just believe it's time for me to go to another level to be able to serve my people better. And my people, I say all people, black people, white people, Korean people, police people, educated people, uneducated people. So that's where I want to be. You see me working with the police. You see me working with the schools. You see me helping the people that's displaced in the Seaview lofts. You see me helping with economic development.
So real quick, what board do you sit on? Because I have a story about that. It's the zoning. Which board did you sit on?
I'm on the planning commission.
So planning commission, there was, and just so the audience has an understanding that he's just not talking. You can look some of this stuff up because I'm one of those guys that I like to research and read, right? Yeah. So I pulled down the minutes.
Read my book. What you need a voice thing for? But go ahead.
I just got
your book. I just messing with you, man. Go ahead.
I just got the book. You ain't have to put me on blast. I read the first. I read the preference.
I got you, man. Appreciate you.
No, so did a little research, and my guy Jordan and I were going by and we're reading the minutes, right? A lot of people don't know that that's online.
Yeah.
And to read is in the city minutes, and to see you advocating for different things and different programs. I think the thing that really caught my eye was Burger King downtown. And the conversation was about it being a food desert, and Burger King wanted to come back. So you probably don't even remember.
Yeah, I remember.
All right, and reading the things that you were saying, and just reading the council and seeing how you were advocating, that's a big deal. So without being there, I could understand the tone, and it's on record that you've already been here doing the job.
Man, I appreciate that, man, because see, I don't talk much. And they always tell me, watch you see on this, I talk. But I don't sit up there and talk every time something comes up on planning commission. It's nothing to say. It's only when I feel like something going the wrong place. If it's a vacant building and you're trying to keep a business from coming, and that business is a safe business, I don't understand why you would try to block it, because I'd rather have either tear the building down so it'll be vacant, so no one can get raped in there. It won't become a crack house. Someone won't get murdered. Crime happens when no one is looking. You understand? So if you're not going to do that, allow business to go there. So I'm always advocate to make sure that we continue to bring opportunities, because that's a job. That's
and
a job
and I'm going to tell you, it was a hard conversation because there were other people in there that had great points. But to your point, vacancy leads to crime.
All day.
So no, that was a great conversation. And like I said, I appreciate you because you're doing it. And like you said, I don't see you out much, right? When we do see each other, it's quick. Yeah. No voice message, whatever, right? But to actually see somebody in the community, and I could go back and read on this date, this was said, and he's really advocating the way he shows he is. It's not just a show. I can appreciate that because there's a lot of times, like you said, you have somebody go out there and say one thing and they're really doing something else, right? So I appreciate that.
Okay, well, thanks.
Standing up for the community and the people.
Thank you.
Just wanted to throw two more things in there that I read about. You are a saxophonist?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any shows or anything coming up?
See, this is the thing. I need to play it more. Now, I used to be dope.
What sax? Alto?
It doesn't matter because you can play all of them. Once you play one, you can play all of them. I played the alto, the baritone, and the tenor sax. I haven't had the opportunity to play the soprano yet, but it's the same thing.
That's a clarinet looking one, right?
Clarinet looking one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I played at church a few times. So this is a story, man. Don't let anyone put you in a box and mess your gifts up.
Facts.
Rest his soul, my dude. You're a cool dude, but I played the saxophone one day at the church. Let me tell you something. When I used to have this back then, now I'd probably get knocked out. If I have my saxophone standing, if they didn't have a saxophonist in the band, I would just walk up and start playing with them, man. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? They were so lazy. I got these big glasses on. I'm just walking up there like, who is this dude? I just walk up there and start playing. I'm actually on one of Halen Baylor's albums.
Really?
But I was in the orchestra here. I thought we were supposed to play because I played at the Cathedral of the Holy Spirit in the orchestra. And I thought we were supposed to be there. And I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. But a saxophonist was in there. The pads on his saxophone fell off. So I took my mouthpiece off and gave it to him. And he was playing my saxophone. But then a song came he didn't like. It was an old school song, man. So I said, man, get my saxophone in. Then I played. And then people were like, stop, because it was a live recording. I don't get no credit, but I'm telling you the true story. They were like, stop. They're like, oh, no, that sounds good. Let's go. So I'm on Helen Baylor's, I think 1998 or 9 or 99, somewhere in time. I'm on one of her songs.
We're gonna have to look for it.
I just wrote the name down.
Yeah, but anyway, the preacher, he felt like I played the saxophone because the people asked me to play. He got mad and he came because I would go to Augusta every weekend and serve as a youth pastor there. And one day he came to the hotel room and said, hey, preacher shouldn't be playing the saxophone. Either the saxophone go, or you both go, right? That's what he said. So I made his church, so I stopped. But it really started causing my skill sets to diminish. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I started back playing again. I started going to even lessons to make sure I get my improvisation and everything back up. I played a couple of times at church. I played not that long ago as well. Praise him, pray the old school praise and whatnot. But yeah, I need to play it more. So I'm glad you brought that up. So I used to do the saxophone way more than comedy, but now I'm doing the comedy way more than the saxophone. I was about to ask
about that.
So what's funny is I used to play the saxophone, and it's funny when you put that thing down. I put the reed in the other day. Yeah. I couldn't even blow in the reed.
Man, so you probably got to get it tuned up now. Though it's been sitting there so long.
Man, listen, that thing is battle tested. That saxophone. Listen, I'm gonna have to relearn to play the whole thing.
Yeah, I got you.
The only thing I can give you is a D note for sure.
Oh yeah, hey, you got it though. At least you know, because some people don't know. Yeah, I've been playing this since 4th grade.
Wow. Yeah. I don't play any instruments. But you mentioned being a comedian, Christian comedian.
Yeah.
Are you funny?
I get paid.
But are you funny? Hey. There's some comedians out there that's not funny and get paid.
As long as I get paid, I don't care about funny.
Well, listen, we'll go with that.
Get a check, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, that made me crack a smile.
I didn't know I'll get a check. They call me back. So whether I'm funny or not, as long as I get my check, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? How Chris, Dave said, I don't get paid to be funny. I get paid for the attempt. You know what I'm saying? So
listen, I can appreciate that.
Nah, but serious though, I think I'm funny. I've turned down a lot of different jobs because it'll clash with a preaching thing and I give it to somebody else. But my brother Justin is an entertainment lawyer. So what we're going to start doing is this. When I start sending people, I'm going to make sure I put a contract. I get the check and I pay them something. Because they don't even give me nothing, man. Like, I be getting you, man, these jokers make money. Cause I used to get paid more than some of them people, even though they local. I guess people looking at me like, oh, he a pass, he got this, so we got to pay him. So I know they get paid more than what they usually be getting paid when I send them on the show. So what I'm gonna do is start writing a contract up. You know what I'm saying?
So are we hearing? Are we talking about an entertainment company coming soon?
I don't know.
That's what that sounded like.
You know what it sound like? It might be. I don't know. It might be.
We got the lawyer.
I got the lawyer. So let's go, baby. I just know I'm trying to send all these referrals out. They ain't getting no money back.
Hey, listen, that sounds like y'all need to come kiss the ring.
Hey, they ain't got to kiss the ring at all.
Just pay the ring.
Just take my check. Don't worry. The check will come to me, and I'll pay you your portion.
Ooh.
That's what we
back
gonna do.
With commission.
Anyway, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm a comedian broker. No, it's all good, man. But I'm still gonna do it.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up.
All right.
Coming up on an hour. Is there anything that you want to leave the people with?
First of all,
real quick, before we do that, I have a question, right? Because this is a question that when I see you, oftentimes I need, for me, what do you do to relax?
Me,
because your mental health, because you're servicing so many people, and you're doing so much in the community. Talk to me, because mental health is an issue in today. So everybody glorifies all this work, and you've embodied that, right? Like the missus said, you are a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a pastor, you're a comedian, you're a saxophonist.
See, I know y'all making up something. I ain't no doctor. So I want y'all to know I ain't say that. They joking, because you start saying that he said he was a doctor. No, I have a doctor in education. I know, I'm just saying. I was just trying to make sure. Yeah. So no, I go to the weight room. Like, that's why I was a little late too. I went to the weight room first, because since we doing this.
So what time were you getting up?
I got up.
So talk to us about your schedule, I guess.
Yeah. I go to the weight room. I make sure I do that first. So whatever time it starts, I'm gonna make sure I hit the weight room first, because that keeps me calm. You gotta take care of your body, get your blood moving, take care of your heart. Every now and then I'll do it after I start. But most of the time I work out. I don't want to give people my schedule, because people be trying to show up when I be there. But I work out.
We didn't ask you for the location.
And I go to meetings. You don't know, man. Because people see some of my posts, they'll know what times. So look, I work out, make sure I get that in first, to take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And some people say, well, you ain't taking care of yourself because you're always busy. No, I take care of myself to make sure I work out, to make sure my body, and I take care of my temple. That's how I take care of myself. Sundays, after I preach, I sit down. That's probably the only day I really sit down the most. It just try not to be bothered. So it's like I interview for this. I interview for the NNEA, right? I interview for the endorsement. And Sunday, that ain't the best time for me to be interviewing. I had 2 sermons and stuff, but I was like, Sunday, I don't want to be bothered. So I let them know in the beginning, hey, I'm probably gonna answer your questions great, but if they kind of dumb questions, I'm probably gonna have an attitude. And I did. So look, I think I answered the questions great. So on content, I probably got an A. On attitude, I probably got an F. So if they judge me on attitude, I'm definitely not going to get that endorsement. But if they judge me on content, I'm okay. But no, I go to the weight room every now and then. I want, do you know what I want, man? I need to find, it's a jazz club in Newport News. I need to find a jazz club, man. That's what I like. I like jazz clubs. I made my porch used to be screening. I got a glass in, this mirror glass, so you can see out. You can't see in. I blacked out the ceilings, put the vents in there, and I made that like a little cigar lounge. Okay. So that's how I sit down and chill, you know what I'm saying? So
I think Noor down on Mallory by Mango, they have a little jazz spot
they
going
do?
on. I believe so.
I'm going to go check that out, because I got to go up to Hampton today. I'm finna find that, because I like jazz and sitting there listening to jazz. Sometimes I just sit down and jam. And now I'm going to start back doing it, because I used to play my saxophone to praise God at home. Yeah, right. Play my saxophone and just jam with some tracks and stuff like that. And so
you're the next Kenny G.
I need to start back doing that.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do that well, but I don't do it as well as I used to. But I still get, like somebody said, man, we need you to come play. I think they said they would need me to come play for 30 minutes. I'm like, I come play for 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, man, I used to play for a long time, but then do what I used to do, right? So I be playing saxophone. I would play like long, but them Koji churches be long. So we playing, so then I get to the point, like I could play like a good hour then. So then after a while, it's just like I caught the spirit. Really, my lips tired. I don't know. They be like, oh, he caught the spirit. I'm just tired, dude.
They do be long, though.
Yeah, but anyway, I appreciate the invite to be here. Thank you so much for allowing
anytime
to be up here with Black Line Realty, man, and let Maxwell Realty come crash the show with you all. And thank you again. Vote for me. You can vote November the 8th, or you can vote early. Early voting has started. If you vote at the City Center early, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, you can vote early there. And from 9 to 5, no, probably earlier than that. I don't know the time. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can vote early. And downtown at City Hall, you can vote Monday through Friday. So I'm glad, too, I advocated for that. So last time we were going to get 1 day. I'm like, man, how you just giving us 1 day? And so now I thought they gave us 2 days, but they gave us 3 days now. So praise God. I advocated for that last year.
So I just want to end with something that Pastor Maxwell said that stuck out to me. He said that faith and recklessness may look the same, but when you have direction and guidance from God, it's not reckless. I thought that was pretty dope.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
my quote. But it was great having you. And Justin, we appreciate your time. Thank you for coming out.
Hey, I want to shout out Justin because he came in here. He made us look good because this room wasn't set up right at all. Justin came in here, did his thing. So shout out to Justin.
Yeah, Justin be handling it, man.
Yeah. I hope
the
you
Kennedy
come back
firm.
And
if you got $2 million, you can hire him.
The Kennedy firm and bring it down.
And I sure hope you work for free sometime.
That ain't gonna happen.
Hope you
pro
guys
bono.
come back. Ain't no pro bono. And hang out with us sometime soon. And we are out.
Thank you. This was awesome. Hello, my name is Dr. Willard Maxwell, and I'm running for Newport News City Council, where my motto is people over politics. I need your help to put me in office. I continue to work for the people. If you know me, you know I work with the Boys and Girls Club. We have the after-school program right here at our church. I'm a volunteer police chaplain, which means I'm definitely helping with public safety and making sure that we reduce gun violence. We've just received a $60,000 grant for my in-touch basketball tournament from the Department of Justice because that helps us to deter gun violence. So the Department of Justice is even helping me in order to make sure that we make the community safer. Continue to work with the school superintendent, but I need your help. I need your help to get in office, so I need any type of donation you can give. $10, $15, $1,000, $500, $2,000, $5,000. No gift is too big or too small. I need your help in order to be able to do what I need to do to get in office to serve you better. I'm serving you now. What I'm asking you is to help me extend my platform to become your next city councilman so that we can make a difference for Newport News and the surrounding cities.